live.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good
Mr. Jolly,
morning.
as you bring in the agenda up, I'm going to go ahead for the sake of time and call the meeting to order. Good morning. I'd like to call to order the August 27th special board meeting. Dr. Rock, if you can please call the roll.
Yes. Mrs. Gator,
Here.
Mrs. Moomin,
Here.
Mr. Roberts,
Here.
Mr. Freeman,
Present.
Ms. Mitchell.
Good morning here. This morning, for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on this morning's agenda, we need a motion on the floor to open discussion so that we can approve by consent agenda superintendent's. Oh,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. So that we can approve the memorandum of understanding by and between OPSI Local 318/368, the agreement with the administration of the Warrensville High City School District, i.e. the board. So we can have that motion on the floor, excuse me, and then we can open discussion. Anyone can make the motion.
Okay, Madam Chair, I move that we, I'm sorry, I don't see.
All I read was just approved by consent, the memorandum of understanding, the MOU.
Thank you.
I just read the title.
We accept the memorandum of understanding between the OPSI Union and the administration office.
If we can have a second,
I
please.
second.
Thank you.
I'll
It's been moved
second.
and properly seconded. Mr. Jolly, the floor is yours.
Yes, I appreciate the board this morning meeting to approve this MOU. As we had anticipated, we have met with the union and we anticipated that we would be bringing RIFs to the table this morning. Over a prolonged process of over 3 weeks, we've worked collaboratively with the union to attempt to try to prevent any RIFs from happening in the district. Our concern was that we didn't have enough work for people. As we reflected on the spring and we looked at what our needs were, we didn't think we had enough work, but through the collaboration with the union, through talking to our administrators and others, we were able to find essential roles for our OPSI members. Some of those roles include the dispersal of lunches across the district, 4 different locations in a pickup. There are attendance officers going to the homes of students who are not logging on, ensuring that they have all the resources they have. It's hosting these learning labs at all our schools where scholars can come to the school and get assistance. It's also going out to some of our partners like the YMCA, other child care centers. We're trying to work with the city to open up some other sites where our OPSI members will assist us and assisting our students. So our plan, which I'll share with the board, is one in which is strictly student-based. It's all reflecting the new way that kids learn, or the new normal now, and it's providing support for all, for our students in various different ways. So with that, this agreement gives the board, it consists of the early retirement option that we offered them. In this early retirement, it was $10,000 bonus for anybody who retires before September 1st. Ms. Hunt has been monitoring, and I do believe she has people who has taken it already. It also allows us to be flexible with schedules. And the main thing with this is it allows us to be flexible with schedules and job duties. That as close as possible, we should align the new positions or jobs to what they already have, but also we're able to put them outside of their job category in the best interest of the district. I think in a nutshell, I could read it. Do you prefer I read it or?
You know what, Mr. Jolly, if you would, just to make others on the call happy, that way it's official, there's no
Okay.
questions. So go right
All right.
ahead, sir.
I got it. So this MOU is entered into the following meeting between the board and OPSI regarding a possible reduction in force of support staff employees on August 13, 2020, in accordance with the parties' negotiated agreement. The purpose of this MOU is to reduce the number of employees affected by the RIF. Therefore, the parties agreed to. The board will offer retirement incentive for employees considering the early retirement incentive. Those who choose this option are not eligible to reapply for full employment with Orange Heights City School District until 2023. Retired employees will not be replaced, so to minimize the number of employees affected by the RIF, unless replacement is necessary as determined by the board. Vacancies should not be filled unless determined necessary by the board. Employees shall perform duties per their job description. Should the situation warrant or should a need to assign employees to other duties and responsibilities arise, the board shall have the flexibility in making assignments provided the employee is capable of performing the duties. This flexibility shall extend to the interim period from the employee's revised start date for the 2021 school year until the district returns, this is key, to pre-COVID operations. Work schedule should be closely aligned with the past schedules as circumstances would allow. If the need exists for a change of start times, the board would notify the employee of the change with a 10-day notice to the affected employee. The board would continue to evaluate the level of service and the number of employees needed to provide these services. Should the needs change, employees may be recalled per items of the contract in seniority order. Employees who decline to be recalled shall forfeit their rights to recall until all other laid off employees have been offered recall. In the event the virtual learning plan extends past 9 weeks, the board may be forced to expand the RIF listing. Due to COVID-19 and in support of keeping staff employed and working at the current wage rate or greater wage rate and benefits, bargaining units may be temporarily reassigned to a higher rated job classification in any group during the 2021 school year. Such employees shall receive pay for that step on the salary schedule, resulting in the minimum hourly or annual wage increase on the effective date of the temporary assignment. In addition, due to COVID-19 and in support of keeping staff employed and working at their current wage rate and benefits, bargaining unit members may be temporarily assigned to a lower rated job classification in any group. Such employees should be paid at its regular rate during the period of assignment. Employees may be offered assignments performing duties at satellite locations within the district.
Covered everything.
So that agreement is basically gives us the flexibility to use our OPSI employees to benefit our students throughout the district. I will say that this is a monumental, I think, agreement with OPSI, considering the past and considering just the relationship over the years for them to allow us to have the flexibility to move people around, have the flexibility to change work schedules. I think the leaders, Cheryl Henderson and Ernest Connor, also Albert Jackson, and also Ms. Hunt, who was sitting at the table negotiating the RIFs. Dr. Rock also at the table negotiating the RIFs. And we're trying to be fair the whole time. And that was our whole thing, is to try to be fair. Again, it wasn't a money issue. It was a lack of work issue. And how do we justify paying people and not work? Yesterday, I met with all the OPSI members, every last one of them in the gym at a high school. And I explained to them exactly what I'm saying here. So everything I'm saying, I said to them. And also told them that, you know, the board, it's not in the interest of the board to lay everybody off, but if we can't justify paying people for not working. And I think people understood that. And I think people understand that this is a time for flexibility and that you might not be doing what you always do, but you have a job, and that this board has done everything they could to ensure that they are continue to be employed. So that concludes the memorandum. I prefer that we have this instead of the RIF. But I will say that if this continues, the COVID-19 continues, and we stay remotely, and we identify that some of these roles are not being productive, then we might come back to you with a RIF. So I just want to leave that out there because this is a fluid situation
Understood.
and people have to work.
Yeah, understood. I have one quick question. I know one thing that the board was very concerned about was accountability.
Mhm.
So in a very unique situation that we find ourselves in right now, how are we going to ensure accountability that folks are doing the jobs that either they're currently assigned to do or have been reassigned to do?
Right, so we have a meeting with all the supervisors. There will be some current supervisors in charge of some of these roles. But then we have like the attendance group, they'll be supervised by Mr. Alexander or managed by Mr. Alexander, who's our attendance liaison. Our curriculum team will manage our learning lab people. So I was seeing the list of who is responsible for who, and then those leads will be held responsible for holding our new roles and people accountable. To me, they'll be held accountable by me. Today, we will meet with all the leads for these new positions and share with them what the expectations are.
I guess my follow-up to that is then once we find someone not doing what they're supposed to, then we're going to just follow our normal procedures to do whatever we would do from it
Yeah, so
disciplinary action or whatever.
yeah, that was stressed too. Also, that people who don't do their jobs, that discipline will be swift and severe.
Okay.
Because we are stretching our resources and looking out. Really, I don't want to say looking out, but finding creative ways to keep people, and we need them to give 100%.
Right.
They have to give
Right.
100%. If they don't, then there would be consequences.
Yep. Just wanted to make sure that was crystal clear.
And I did share that yesterday with the entire group.
Board, are there any other questions?
I just want to ask for clarification on something. The last two paragraphs there talk about the salary. So the way I'm reading this is they will at least get their current salary. It won't go any lower. It could go higher depending on what they're doing.
Right. So if we put somebody in the head custodian role and they're a cleaner custodian, they get the head custodian pay while they're serving that role. If we put them in a role that's, I don't know, what less than what they make, then they keep what they currently make. I don't see any lateral trend. I don't see anything where someone's going up at this point. Everyone pretty much will be at where they are.
All right. And then just a comment. I think what
Please
you guys
speak
are
closer
doing
to the
Hey,
mic.
can't hear you, Will.
Just a follow-up, a final comment. I think that what you guys are doing is phenomenal. The fact that we're in these conditions that we are right now, and people are still able to keep their jobs. It speaks to the type of leadership that you guys want everyone to see that we are. So I just want to say thank you for doing the work that you're doing and for avoiding a RIF at this point.
Board, are there any other comments or questions?
I just have a comment. Actually, I got a text last night and from one of the members, and they were just saying, thank you for allowing them to work. At the end of the day, everybody wants to do something. So people appreciate the fact that they are not being laid off. They have a job. And Mr. Jolly, I'm going to say, the OC people are actually happy that they are able to work. It doesn't really matter what area, they just happy the fact that they're able to go to a job. And that's different for people. You know, people really don't want to sit home and do nothing. So I'm very happy, and I'm very happy for the support for parents, that you have support out there. If a parent needs support, we have somebody that can come into the home and help them, or go to the library and help the child. So I'm very thankful. I'm like Mimi, this is an excellent plan. Thank you.
If there are no other comments, I just
Um,
want to, well, go
Madam,
ahead.
I think I have one quick comment, actually a point of clarification with Mr. Jolly. So upon ratification of this MOU, we would see there would be no need at all for the reduction in force. I mean, everyone, with the ability, giving you the ability to reassign folks, you would be able to fully employ your entire current workforce.
Yes, at this time, we found opportunities in positions for people. We will have some people who will take the incentive though. So that helps us. That helps us tremendously. We have, well, I think two currently definite at this time that's gonna take the incentive. And we anticipate maybe a few more that might take it. Which again, help. Like I saw a member yesterday, and me and her talked, and I just told her, this is different times. Just go enjoy your life. I mean, just enjoy.
Right.
Just go, just enjoy. I understand her, love and passion for the kids, but she was gonna retire last year. I just said, I just gave her my blessing because, like my father never got to retire. He never got a day of retirement. He passed away before he even could retire one day. So anybody who has that opportunity, I always tell them to take it because I wish that he would have had that opportunity to retire.
Right.
And I think people should take advantage of that if they can, because this life is short. It's very short, and any opportunities you get to enjoy it, you should.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jolly.
Thanks. Ray, did you have any final comments?
Oh, Madam Chair.
I do want to echo the same things that has been said earlier. Ms. Jolly, you and the team have worked diligently really since this pandemic started. And everything you've done has been for the good of the district overall. But you all look beyond the district. You took care of our scholars. And now, you've made sure that we're taking care of our employees to the best of our ability. I don't think anyone, to Ms. Barbara's point, really wants to sit home doing nothing and get paid for it. But the fact that you all were able to really be innovative, think outside of the box, and find different, better ways to keep our team in place, and that people were willing, that's the critical part. Had they not been willing, then it would have been a totally different conversation this morning. But they were willing to work with you and the team to say, we really are all in, because at the end of the day, we really are. We are all we got. And this, document this morning, this conversation this morning, it proves it. So I do thank you for the hard work, the long hours that you and the team I know have put into doing all of this research and conversations to make sure that we could take care of our own. So with that, Dr. Rock, can you please call the roll for the vote?
Yes. Mrs. Moomin,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts,
Yes.
Mrs. Gator,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell.
Yes. Motion passes 5-0. So thank you again. Thanks for joining so early this morning. This was really important, and we wanted to make sure that everybody's voice was heard. Mr. Jolly, there's nothing else on the agenda.
No, nothing else. I'm trying to pull it up. Give me 1
Okay,
second.
if not, you don't have to.
Okay.
If you have any closing comments, feel free to make them. And if none, we will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting, and we will adjourn it and get to our work days.
Madam Chair, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
I think you made a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Yes, I did. I'm sorry, yes.
May I have a
And I
second?
second it.
Thank you both. I wish you all the best of days. Stay safe out there, have productive days, and we'll be talking at our next school board meeting.
Bye,
Yeah, take
everybody.
care.
Thank to everyone.
Take
Bye,
care.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hmm.